A customer abused our support staff, so I let her know that she wasn't as anonymous as she thought she was. Several years ago, I worked the graveyard shift as an online customer support agent for a women's clothing company. The job paid next to nothing, but the emotional toll was the real cost. Working past midnight, dealing with the public, and having absolutely no protection from upper management made it feel like we were little more than digital punching bags. And our employer made it clear, the customer always came first, even if they were abusive, vile, or outright dangerous. There was a 3-strike policy in place for inappropriate comments, but it was laughable. A customer could say something unhinged 3 times during a chat before we were allowed to disconnect them. Even then, they could return the very next night like nothing had happened. One guy would call in regularly, clearly doing something disgusting on the other end of the line. We all knew what he was doing, but since he never said anything explicit, we weren't allowed to hang up. Not once was he banned, ever, and he wasn't even the worst. The worst was Kathy. Kathy would log into our live chat feature late at night, usually drunk, she openly admitted it, and start what appeared to be normal customer interactions. She'd ask about sizing, or if certain jeans matched a top, but then the conversation would spiral. She'd slide in little jabs like, wow, this is taking forever. Bet working for minimum wage at midnight makes you want to kill yourself. That was strike 1. She knew the rules. Never used profanity at first, just push the boundaries. Then she'd escalate. You're such a loser. If I were you, I'd kill myself. Strike 2. And then came the knockout punch. I hope you die. Seriously, kill yourself. And only then, finally, we could disconnect her. But within a few days, she'd be back, starting over with the same sick ritual. Our supervisors never helped. They just gave us templated responses and expected us to take it. I once broke down crying after one of her sessions. My manager offered to let me start my unpaid 10-minute break early instead of taking my full 15 later. The system was broken, and Kathy knew it. Eventually, I reached my breaking point. I quit, but even after I left, her venom stuck with me. I couldn't shake it, the gall of someone treating complete strangers like that night after night, hiding behind a screen. So I did what anyone with a healthy dose of curiosity and a lifetime of pent-up rage might do. I looked her up. She wasn't as anonymous as she thought. It didn't take long. A little digital sleuthing connected her email and name to a website. Turns out, Kathy was a licensed therapist with her own private practice. Her profile described her as compassionate, client-focused, specializing in anxiety, depression, and workplace burnout. The irony was thick enough to choke on. I waited a few weeks. I wanted distance, space, clarity, but I also wanted closure. So I made a phone call to her office, posing as a potential new client. When Kathy answered, she sounded bright and professional, like someone you'd trust with your deepest pain. She asked what I needed help with, and I told her. I do this thing. I get drunk a few nights a week, and I go into online customer support chats. I tell minimum wage workers they should kill themselves. I mock them, abuse them, make them feel like dirt. It's messed up, right? There was a long pause. I could hear the breath catch in her throat. She made a small noise, shocked, maybe ashamed, and then the line went dead. I never heard from her again. Neither did my old coworkers.